Startup Podcast PH is co-produced by Sprout Solutions. Check out our partners in the description. Startup Podcast PH is at Endspace Cebu and will be interviewing startups from Cebu. In this episode, we have Byfinance and its owner, Ejen Pardanilla from AU. Hello, Ejen. Kamusta?
I'm good, Jenny, bro. How are you? Kumusta?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So,
That's good.
this is very, this is very interesting. Byfinance is like based in Cebu, but it's also based in AU in Australia, and
Yeah.
they're helping Filipinos in Australia buy properties, connect them to finance services, to financing. So, ayun, let's talk more about Byfinance and
Sige.
I'll have you do the introduction. So, ano nga
Yeah,
ba,
sure.
Ejen, ang Byfinance?
Yeah, so Byfinance is a finance broking business that helps mga kapwa Pilipino natin dyan sa Australia to be guided on how to purchase their property through correct financing in a way na guided sila and educated and that just so that they can make an informed decision when they purchase their property. More on the financing side, not sa property
Yeah.
search, umaga. So instead of you pupunta ka ng isang bangko, bank 1, bank 2, bank B, pupunta ka ng 10 branches. Kami na nun. Alam na namin nun kung saan ka which bank is the best for you depende sa sa purpose mo, if it's a first home, if it's your pang 10 bahay, or if you're gonna buy a business, or depende din sa profession mo. Minsan if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're IT, there's specific banks for each person, kumbaga. So we do that, and we do all loans under the sun. So from personal car to first home to investments, even up to you retire, really. So even for businesses and commercial properties as well. So we do any loans under the legal loans under the sun, kumbaga.
Yeah, that's very nice, So later I'll ask more about that, para ano nga ba yung difference ng mga financing nito nung different banks, Pero puntahan muna natin yung, kumbaga, ano ba yung challenge for Filipinos in Australia. Of course, as a Filipinos, maybe you're a permanent resident now, or maybe you're working there for your residency. Pero ano ba yung like challenge for them, like in buying these properties and in searching for banks? Ano exactly? I mean, how difficult is it really to parang find the perfect bank for them? So, what really kumbaga is yung parang pain point for them that you're solving?
Yeah, it's a very complex process. It's not straightforward. And even the terms, nako-confuse kayo. Even the word broker itself.
Yeah.
When you think about the word broker, nag-iisip ka kagad na magbebenta ng property, but the broker in South Australia is really a finance person. And dito sa Pinas naman, if bibili ka ng property, mauna ka dun sa real estate agent to find your property and then they connect you to the bank. Sa Australia naman, it's the other way around. Dapat mauna ka muna sa bank or sa broker to know how much you can afford, to know what the repayments are, what the deposits, what the fees are, before you actually start looking for a property. But even goes further than that. You need to know what the types of properties are out there kasi iba't iba yung process per property. And if you're not guided by licensed people like credit advisors like us, so broker is also a credit advisor. So para kaming debt advisor or advisors about utang.
Yeah.
So we're not only credit advisor or debt or loan advisors. We're also lawyers as well. So we have a legal team too that can help you guide you through the contracts as well. Kasi ang kapal ng contract, para tong T's and C's na walang bumabasa. Pero any disclaimer na lang konting sentence lang doon sa contract niyo na di niyo mabasa, and then you fall into the trap of signing something that you guys didn't know. So really, it's the complexity in buying properties is the main problem talaga. Not even just properties, but any asset, car, businesses, even commercial properties and such. So it's the complexity of it and the guidance that you need. And sometimes gusto mo kapwa Pilipino lang din yung kausap mo kasi mas easy yung yung communication. So that's where we actually bridge the gap.
That's super nice. But curious lang kasi here in the Philippines, if you're gonna buy a property, let's say a car nga, or let's say a house, like a condominium unit, parang usually yung company, yung developer, or usually sa broker, parang they're already connected sa banks. Parang usually nga they will recommend the bank for you kasi yun yung partner banks na nila. So how does it happen naman parang in AU? So yeah.
So originally we were able to do that mga about 15 to 20 years ago with our current profession. But because with how the Australian government works, there's always a conflict of interest. So if I'm selling you the house and I'm linking you to the bank, I'm gonna work my way just in order for me to sell you the house kasi makapag-commission ako kahit I give you a loan that you cannot afford.
True.
So we can do those things if we're allowed to be both. That's why we're not allowed to be both. So if you hear a broker, an Australian broker that sells property, you start running straight away the other way because that's not legal.
Yes,
But we
yes.
do have partners that we trust, but we are not the ones selling the property. They are the ones selling. We just say, okay, this is how much this person can afford. Work on this budget. So that's why real estate people don't. When the Filipinos come to them, they just shoot it back towards us because if there's no money, there's no honey. In short, if wala kang if wala kang loan na approval, wala ka ng bahay at the end of the day. So so they go to us really much.
Actually, just to give some comment lang. Parang siyang kasi like this is like a more free market. Like mas free ang mga buyers to choose their financing, to choose their banks. Pero at the same time, freedom comes with more complexity comes with more. You should be more careful kasi in choosing So parang with that freedom now, dun mapasok si Buy Finance to guide the buyers, to guide the Filipino people really into buying these properties.
Yeah.
Now let's go sa inyong service sa actual service that you do. So how does it work? So for example, there's a Filipino in Australia. How will he or she approach you, and when he or she approaches you, how does it happen? How do they get guided? Ano yung process for them?
Yeah, well, Buy is a friend. Dito sa Cebu. That's what we call it. Bye. Kumusta bye? So we're a friend. So as soon as you get to Australia, we can look after your sort of financial well-being. Starts off with how you do your credit report, where to get that, how to improve that, what are the things that you need to know. Kasi, kahit pa konting-konting online application ka lang sa credit card, andun na yun sa credit report lahat.
Yeah.
Tapos yung credit score mo gaganon. And when they always say, get a credit card to improve your credit score. No, mali yan sa Australia. Just so you guys know. Yeah, so that's a big learning that everyone learns at a later stage. Tapos nasa huli na lahat. Pero, you can always build it back again. Pero it takes a few years. So, yeah, we guide you financially. Starts off with that credit card, then your first car, then your second car, your first home. And then once you move into your first home, gusto mo mag-invest in property, ayun, maybe you have other businesses that you want to okay, where can we get funds for your business? Not just a business loan, but using the equity of your properties. So, in short, we can guide you on technically how the rich does it dito sa Pinas. We just reduce it to a smaller scale na the normal mom and dad can actually relate. But we even took it a bit more further backwards. So before even makapunta ka ng AU, we assist you with the migration services as well. But we're a migration lawyer, not an agency.
Yeah.
So an agency is more on they assist you in migrating. But when you're there sa kung saan mang country and then things go sideways, they can't really back you up sa court. Technically, si migration lawyer, we can take your employer, yung school mo to court or whoever, just so that they can they can push through what the visa says or the conditions of the contract says. So so we help out from even kahit nasa Pinas ka pa, mag-migrate ka pa, until such time magre-retire ka, kasi we also have something called SMSF loans. Which, alam mo yung SSS sa atin?
Yeah. Security, social.
Yeah. It's like parang savings mo siya for retirement. To an extent. So we also have that. Pero, they will use that. Yung income mo, yung contribution mo. They will use it as a borrowing capacity mo to buy a property then as well at the same time. Just so that when you retire, you will have 2 or 3 properties under your SSS or SMSF sa amin. Plus yung personal mo pa. So if you have 4 or 5 properties sa personal mo, you have 2 or 3 properties sa SMSF mo, by the time you retire, you have 7 or 8 properties all paid off baka, or maybe at least half of them are paid off. Instant, you already have maybe 200 million in pesos when you retire. So we do all of that really. And even that, when you retire, we also have more plans just so that you can survive from 67 years old to 87 years old when you kasi dito sa atin sa Pinas, yung retirement plan ng, then our previous generations is yung mga anak So we're trying to stop that pretty much.
Yeah.
And trying to get everyone financially literate and educated. So that's what we usually do.
Yeah, actually para kayong end-to-end. I mean end-to-end. I'm saying end-to-end kasi yun nga, from migrating to AU until retirement. But it's also like all-in-one. Parang you really guide those people. You really guide these people financially. Kumbaga financial wealth, knowledge about their financial wealth. How to really manage their finances. But curious ako dun sa parang pag-guide sa kanila sa credit score. Kasi sa Philippines, although we know those terms, hindi tayo ganun ka knowledgeable about how to properly, kumbaga, be careful about your credit score. So can we know more about that process lang sa Australia? Like, how do you raise your points, your credit score? How does it decrease? So, yeah, can we have some knowledge lang about that?
Yeah, sure. So the moment you arrive in Australia, iba't iba kasi so if you apply for a car, personal loan, so lower tier loan, then you need a credit report straight away. So in order to get that, is you need to open a sort of a phone bill. That's a start off lang. But really, the phrase that you need to live by if nasa AU ka is no credit is good credit. So no credit is good credit. Kung wala kang credit card, wala kang loans, the bank looks at you as someone that can be reliable with their funds, someone that knows how to do budgeting, someone that doesn't need someone else's money to pay for their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Kumbaga. So that's something that you need to think about. Pero as soon as you arrive in AU, you need to have a credit report. The only way to have that is to open a phone bill, and then you can start off with that. You don't get your credit cards, don't get car loans, and don't get any other personal loans and such and such. Maya na yung, just do delayed gratification. You always hear that word pretty much dito sa podcast mo, I'm sure. And then get your first home. Just really to have your foot into the market. And then that's how you can build, your not only your credit score, but even your assets doon sa AU. Just in case, alam mo naman dito sa Pinas, pag may nagkasakit, yung tayo sa overseas, yung mag find ways how to create the funds, and that's where we come in. If our clients have 2 or 3 properties, may pera silang mabubunot in case something happens dito sa Pinas. Kasi alam mo na, mahal magkasakit, di ba? And ikaw na nasa abroad ka, wala kang magawa, you can't do something of service, funds talaga yung may tulong mo. And you can't sleep at night if wala kang matutulong. And we're the ones that can actually help you guys get to a place where you can actually help financially, but not in a way na mag-struggle kayo, but comfortable as well at the same time.
Oh, amazing. And about the company, about BuyFinance. So you're the owner and you have your team. So you mentioned parang you have a team of 40 finance. Who are these? So who's the team behind BuyFinance?
So it's a mixture of departments. So we got the marketing team, we got the business development team, we got the process, compliance, quality, loan processing, settlements, and such and such. So I know. So it's a bunch of team members. So 20 something of them are here in Philippines, and mga 20 din dun sa Australia, pretty much just doing all the sales.
And you also have your are these in-house, like the lawyers and the finance people, are this in-house or?
Yeah, in-house.
Oh,
in-house lahat. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Everything's in-house. Yeah.
And about about the quote unquote your market in Australia. I'm imagining kasi of course it's an opportunity for Filipinos to live in Australia. So can you speak lang about the community of Filipinos there in AU? Ano ba usually yung work nila doon? Why did they migrate? So can you give like a general picture lang of and also how it is to live in Australia?
Yeah, sure. Well, most reasons that people migrate in general, not just in Australia, is to have the immigrant mindset that makaahon sa kahirapan. Kaya nga uso ngayon yung mga fam na lang ako, mga ganong mga no. Pero really, if you're a high profession, you're in the IT field, you're accounting, you're an engineer, you're a nurse, or any high profession, you can actually, or even the trade skill, yung kung marunong ka mag-welding. Really, even it starts off with that. If decidido ka lang, makapunta ka talaga ng Australia, really. And not only that, it's the lifestyle. So nabanggit ko kay Johnny one time that the citizens of Australia is yung mahirap at yung mayaman, isa lang yung grocery store namin. So it's just a fair go. Yun yung mapapansin ko dito sa Philippines na the rich, they look down on the poor, and iba yung mga places na pinupuntahan natin.
Yeah, we have to admit that's true.
Wala yan sa Australia, bro. It's all just fair, pretty much. Kahit ano man yung trabaho mo, so you get treated fairly lang doon, which is really nice. Not only that, they also give, we call that doon sa Australia is giving them a fair go in life. Na even though nagsimula ka sa mahirap, you can still achieve financial success. 2 or 3 properties, 4 properties, depende na lang kung how if that's what you really want, na gusto mo ng financial success. Pero that's actually really possible dun sa Australia, really. Well, of course, with the correct guidance and the correct team that so you need to build a team. No man is an island, really. So you need to have the right team as well at the same time. So really, the lifestyle, the financial security, siguro I would just say the yung kids mo growing up with the environment na maganda doon, so yeah.
Yeah, medyo nalungkot lang doon ako sa bit nung parang it's true kasi very unequal nga rin ang economical society, kumbaga yung state of economic dito sa Philippines. True, may very rich and then meron ding poor, so medyo hiwalay nga rin talaga. Sometimes nga parang even in the metro, may parts na this is for the rich, may parts na this is for not the not rich.
The not so rich.
The not
Oo.
so
Yun
rich.
nga,
I mean,
ako nga, lalabas ako sa condo tapos nakatingin ako sa balcony ko. Wow, mga buildings, high-rise on my right side. On my left side,
mm,
hindi masyadong high-rise dito man. What is
mm,
happening? Mga ganun, no? And then
mm,
plus, there's also mga things that are in place just to keep the poor here poor as well
yeah.
na nanonotice ko, especially in the finance and property sector dito. And I don't see that sa AU eh. So you actually get a chance in life to
Mm,
get, na makaahon kayo. And you can be the first person in your family
mm,
to change that,
mm,
to, when we call that generational wealth.
mm,
If masimulan mo siya sa
mm,
sarili mo, the next generations won't suffer
mm,
what you've suffered.
mm,
So, for me, if you've given the opportunity, go grab it when it's in front of you.
mm.
Is payroll processing taking too much of your time? Introducing Sprout Payroll Starter. For as low as 5,000 pesos per month, you get a team of experts to help you with your payroll and HR needs. We'll help compute and process payroll, handle all your government compliance requirements, and automate timekeeping. Leave the payroll to us so you can focus on growing your business. Enjoy peace of mind with Sprout Payroll Starter.
Medyo bigat ng aking pakiramdam. Hindi naman anyway, ayun. Sige, let's talk
Okay.
about you naman, EJ, ano.
Sige,
So
bro.
you've lived in AU for a long time, ano. So since I let you speak about that. But yeah, can we know more about your story? Since when have you been living in AU? But of course you have your Filipino and Cebuano roots, ano. So can you
Yeah.
tell more about yourself and your story up to how or why you started by finance?
Yeah. So initially, so I was born in Cebu, definitely. And then,
Here in the city?
here in the city.
Okay.
It's just down the road, sa Tisa. Alam mo yung Tisa?
Tisa. Yeah.
Yun.
Siomai sa
Tisa.
Tisa.
Ayun. Yeah, siomai sa Tisa, pater sa Tisa,
Oo.
halang-halang sa Tisa, and I'm gonna make a hotel doon, hotel sa Tisa. Din yung gagawin ko. And then, I migrated about 15 years old, pretty much. Now 31, so it's been 16 years. So nag-high school pa din ako doon. And,
In AU. Dito ka
Yeah.
nag-elementary.
nag-elementary and high school until third year high school. And then doon ako, I was a dropout actually. So I didn't finish. I finished. So I dropped out of high school. I went back again. I went the same year level sa younger brother ko. Na I'm 2 years older. So I'm a dropout. I didn't go to college pretty much as well. But so I worked my way through. So I worked as a kitchen hand. Nag-factory worker din ako. Naging welder din ako at the same time. Naging salesperson on that factory that I was working for. I just climbed up. And then I did a business traineeship as well at the same time kasi sabi ko ayoko na mag-welding kumbaga. And then after that, I went to real estate because when the struggles of buying your first home when my parents did it, naawa ko sa kanila kasi sila like they got tricked kumbaga. And like most Filipinos out there sa AU na who bought their first home, there was always that big learning na I should have done this, I should have done that, and you paid extra because hindi nyo alam. So I'm like, okay, I don't want that to happen again. So, as soon as I walked into display home pumibili ka ng bahay and then pumupunta ka sa may display home and then nakita ko yung person doon na nakaupo sa display home. And sabi ko, I want to be that person. So I became a real estate person. I sold properties and nakita ko din yung mga pasikot-sikot sa real estate and then di ko masyadong gusto. And then they said, Eugene, we need a finance person na Filipino. Yung magaling mag-Tagalog, magaling mag-Bisaya as well at the same time. Magaling mag-English. So I got into that and did my 2-year supervision under one firm and then started my own after, 1 day after the 2 years. Kasi kailangan mo ng 2-year supervision eh. Just like any profession out there, lawyers, accountants, you need to be under someone for supervision for 2 years in order to start your own business. So I started that. And then, so it's been 3 years now. So yeah, 3 years down the track, May 2021. It's now June 2024. Now we're about 40. So our growth is ganon talaga. And I'm just pushing my team to do their best. And then, and everyone likes of course, everyone's slightly pressured, and challenged, but they're growing. They're growing. And now we have, this online persona that we're trying to do and then doing the vlogs and everything. So you guys can check that out as well at the same time. So that's how it came to be, really. So from the struggles of, a normal immigrant mindset that when you go to overseas, gusto mo kaahon sa kahirapan. You don't want those financial struggles anymore. You don't want na mas-scam ka na naman. Ganun. So, okay, we need to create a team here of advisors that are licensed, that when we say this is our advice, it's professional license advice. That means, I don't want to say this, but you guys can. If our advice is wrong, you guys can sue any
Yeah,
licensed
yeah.
advisor. So really,
Oh.
99.99% of the time or 100% of the time, our advice will always be correct. Kumbaga. Mhm.
Sa EU ba, just like in other country of course, I mean marami nga rin yung mga like yung mga kumbaga scams, yung mga like taking advantage of people who don't know much about the law, don't know much about the process. So
Yeah.
is it like easy also to fall into those traps?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, super easy.
I see.
Yeah, it's actually mainstream.
Oh.
And to an extent, sort of like almost any vlogger, not all vloggers, like migration vloggers dun sa AU, there's always pitfalls, So for me, always find someone that's at least a lawyer, na makagain ng legal advice. But of course, at the end of the day, it's who you trust. Always lang din naman. There are really good ones out there that has been in the industry for 20 years that I know of. No, shout out Philippine Times at the Alice out there. But there are new ones that are just taking advantage of the system. Kaya nga naging from level 2, level 3 na yung student visa sa AU dahil sa mga ganun, no? So yung mga gusto sanang pumunta sa Australia na genuine na damay na.
Oh,
So,
I
yeah.
see. Okay. So very rin talaga, no? Very competitive and very kumbaga harsh din. I mean, harsh reality.
Bro,
So.
the harsh reality. Oo, I know. But there's still hope out there. You
Yeah,
just
of
need to be
course.
connected with the right people.
Yeah, guidance nga talaga.
Guidance
But to
lang.
be curious lang, so your family migrated to Australia, is that
Yeah.
right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a family.
So like your whole
sponsorship.
family?
The whole family. Yung parents ko and then my brothers and sisters are there as well at the same time.
And then ayun, so about Bifinance, how did you form the team? Because your team is all Filipino, right? So and they're in the Philippines. So how did you find them? How did you connect with them? How did you form the team?
Well, we're a bit mixed. So may mga Koreans din kami sa Australia. And then, but of course, we're all Filipinos dito. Initially was just through friends. It's very hard to start a business. From having 1 or 2 employees to having 40 at 31 years old. It's not an easy thing to do. And even quite hard to find friends that are like that because usually they're all rich kids. It's always daddy's money. But someone that's sort of self-made, ang hirap niya, bro. So it's just through friends and family, and then until you find that one person that can actually help you, do it correctly in the business. So me, I have our operations manager, Ate Rebecca. She's about almost 60 years old.
That
She's
is
very
the
well
one I met
experienced. Yes,
last time. Yeah.
she's very well experienced, and she helped me out, and also
she's from Cebu, right? She's from Cebu. Yeah.
And then that's how we gather the team. We have training development programs, professional development programs, and mga outing, and it's just the semi-annual events and all that sort of stuff. So we've done that sort of from sort of a small scale DIY to an extent startup to maybe we are moving towards that slightly corporate but still a bit funny. Kasi Gen Y, millennial nga yung ano.
Let's talk about that, EJ. By the way, you're very young. Actually, I'm older than you by 1
there
year.
you go.
Pero I mean, at 31, how is it to start a business? Because firstly, parang lumayo ka sa employment. Lumayo ka, as you said kanina, ayaw mo na mag-welding, so you started then. Maybe that's also part of like the motivation why you started this business. Pero how is it like maybe the good things and the challenges, the bad things in starting a business at 31?
Well, sakto nga yung sinabi ni everyone always refers to Elon Musk. It's like starting a business is like eating glass and staring to the abyss. So it's always going to be constant pain, kumbaga, excruciating pain. It's not easy. It's not for everyone. No, you can start a business a small scale lang. You have 3 or 4 staff, then that's very manageable. If you have 5 or 10, it's okay. When you get to the 30s and 40s and above, then you really need to define who you want to be and do whatever it takes to get there. No if, no buts. No, kasi sa kids ko, kasi sa asawa ko, kasi sa whatever ko. Whatever it takes, you really have to go straight towards that goal. And then mahirap siya if you have kids, it's a bit more harder. If you have a partner that's not very supportive, it's also a bit more harder. Buti na lang sa akin is wala akong kids and partner supportive din naman. So which is good. So I'm straight going ahead towards that. If you have student loans, mahirap din yan. So really, you have to have the heart from a very young age to actually have that thought. And then, which is interesting nga for me kasi when I graduated from elementary grade 6 to first year, sinulat ko doon, one day I wanna be a businessman. Di ko lang alam.
Oh, wow. May ganun pala.
Tapos sinabi lang nila, di mo alam na ito yung mo, yung school na yun. Ganun ba?
Oh.
And then, even I have two other cousins, sabi nila, they want to be a nurse, silang dalawa, naging nurse din sila. Pero ako, sabi ko, businessman ako. And then, yun yung nangyari. So, sometimes it needs to be in you, innate lang, as well, at the same time. But really, the number one thing that you need to know is really, people management and communication skills. Those are the top two things, no? As, handling a 40 people business, kumbaga. If, growing the business is more on cash flow. You need to be the money guy. You need to know the money, how much money is coming in, how much money is coming out, and you need to balance that.
Kaya papasweldo mo.
Papasweldo mo, budget for marketing, budget for this, and you need to be really good with numbers. Kailangan gaganon ka lang, alam mo na yung numbers. If you're not that person, you need to hire that other person. Pero you need those are the sort of, for me, the two main things: communication, sort of time, communication / leadership skills or people skills, plus yung cash flow. Alam mo, you need to be good with numbers talaga.
Well, as a leader ka naman talaga. But right now, you're the one doing those, right? You're the one leading the whole team, and you're the one, you're the owner, you started all of this. Or do you have teammates na? Do you have like, co-executives na? What?
Yeah, I have an operations manager. I have a few managers and also, and they're sort of, everyone's sort of leading, 4 or 5 teams each, kumbaga. But I'm the only owner. So no investors, no nothing.
100%.
I
see.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
About parang the clients, kumbaga. So how are you marketing by finance? How are you searching for the people you're gonna help? Or how are you searching for these people na, kumbaga, you can guide? So do you connect with those people in Australia or yung mga dito ba sa Pilipinas? So
so everything's in Australia. Starting off with the friends and family, and for the existing clients, and then their friends of friends, and then we're very huge online as well. At the same time, we do sponsorships sa mga basketball leagues and other leagues as well. At the same time,
in there or
in there?
I see.
Yeah,
marami yung mga basketball league dun, Filipino.
Marami. Yeah. And then we've connected with all the organizers sa mga events, sa mga basketball leagues, sa mga communities, sa mga non-for-profit organizations, mga co-business owners as well, so we sort of have like, this community of people helping each other as well at the same time. And then, because anyone sa legal side of things, if they're a client din sila ng finance as well at the same time, and vice versa and all. And because, the services are, let's just say 95% strike rate, 96%, always good outcome siya. Then they always come back. They always come back. Kasi yun nga, first starts off with your first car, then first home, then your second home, or baka benta mo yung dalawang home, bili ka na naman ng another 2 or 3 homes, mga ganon. So, and then plus each home needs to have a property lawyer na mag-asikaso sa titulo mo, or magka-create ng wills and all. So, then then it spreads out like wildfire. For us though, although we're connected to that, we really started off with word of mouth, no advertising. We only started advertising for the past 12 months lang.
I see.
Now that we've grown the team, may capacity na kami, then we can start to take in more clients. But before that, we kept saying we can't handle more clients.
Okay. So that's why you kumbaga grew the team then
at the same time to handle more the capacity.
But come to think of it, parang really like the expense of being guided by someone like by finance outweighs yung risk na ma-scam ka kasi
Definitely.
kumbaga when you get scammed, that's deadly actually. I mean, that's actually like game losing kumbaga, no? In the financial world, in the economic world, so kumbaga ano ba naman yung expense to be guided, to be secure, to be safe in navigating the economic space.
The great thing is sa mga brokers, you don't pay us. Yung mga credit advisors, the bank pays us.
I see.
So what's there to lose?
Wala.
I mean, just a quick one lang. Anyone that is from New Zealand, mag-migrate ng Australia, bibili lang na silang property. They just do it normally. Sure, no worries. But if you speak to one of us, we let you know that you can actually use your, kumbaga yung SSS mo dun, which is, they call KiwiSaver. You can use that as a deposit sa property mo sa Australia. And that's already $30,000 na hindi mo alam. And that simple 5-minute conversation lang. I know that's why when someone wants to ask advice sa akin, even though punong-puno na yung schedule ko, I'd really spend 5 or 10 minutes kasi I know I can save that person in peso 1 or 2 million pesos straight away with konting usapan lang, really.
Oh.
So, it doesn't hurt to get educated, pretty much.
Mm. Oh. Now, what's the larger plans for Biofinance? And by the way, where in
Yes.
AU did you live, and but do you plan this parang for all ano naman, no, for the
Nationwide
whole
naman siya.
nation. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, what's the plans for what the future plans for Biofinance? How do you plan to further grow? Yeah.
Nilalatag ko na yung secret ka dito.
If it's okay, if it's okay.
Yeah, so we're based in Melbourne, really. But of course, we're expanding in Sydney, in Brisbane, as well or in the Gold Coast and Adelaide area as well. But we really, everything's online. So
Yeah.
we can do, kahit nasa Pinas ako, I can still do everything
Yeah.
pretty much 100% na walang na mas mabilis pa sa face-to-face, no? So Biofinance will have 7 pillars in their business. So we will have the finance, we have the lawyers, we have the financial planning, we have the rent-to-own as well at the same time. We have as some of you guys know, the lending side of it, the property development too. And then we're expanding the social media side of things. Ito yung persona natin na si Kuya Ijen.
Yeah, i-plug natin yan. Sige, go ahead and plug. I saw you doing the podcast here, and yeah, pinakita mo sa akin last time yung vlogs. Actually, okay siya, maganda siya. So, sige, plug natin yan.
Yeah.
Can you can invite them to subscribe to your podcast and to your vlog.
Yeah, guys, check us out. We do, weekly vlogs, more on travel vlogs as well. Oh, 50% travel and 50% podcast as well. And our podcast is more about financial literacy, about business, or even lifestyle, about, about life, how to approach life, mga relationships-ish as well. Maybe we might get into that relationship area, pero medyo controversial yung mga relationship. But really more on, how to handle your business, yung finances mo. Not many people, usually 20% of the population are business people, but we also talk about your financial literacy as a normal employee, as a normal PAYG person. How can you succeed in life na nagtatrabaho ka lang, ayaw mo ng stress, you don't want to eat glass and stare to the abyss like any business owner like us, an entrepreneur that, will be criticized every day because of our decision making. But that's the risk to take to succeed. Maybe if you don't want that, then we can guide you normally, okay, how to do work-life balance, but still succeeding in life, financially, and, in any areas of your life. So, so watch us doon sa
what's the name of the channel?
By Ijen.
By Ijen. So yeah, and also put those links in the description, but yeah, by Ijen. Follow or subscribe by Ijen. Pero by the way, what you mentioned, kasi here in the podcast, parang I also wanted to promote entrepreneurship kasi I believe that people, to escape like yung poverty or to escape like financial stress, it's also good to like start your own business and be an entrepreneur. But of course, there my challenges and my risks. But yeah, another option actually is follow the path of employment. Pero you should track well. You should manage well your finances. So that's also like a good path then for people naman to be financially wealthy, to be financially healthy, financially independent.
Yeah, in today's day and age, yung mga advices ng mga magulang natin doesn't really apply today because the expenses are higher and the income is lower compared dati. So alam mo na alam ng lahat ng mga bahay dati, mura lang at yung income niya medyo malapit lang sa prices ng bahay. And prices ng bahay is the same with all the grocery expenses niyo and everything, no? So it does not work lang. So today, in order to at least be comfortable in life, is one, to have a high profession income. Or if your profession or your income is normal lang, you really need to have a side hustle talaga. And it doesn't work na yung guy lang yung magtatrabaho, yung mga asawa mo, di mo pa pagtrabaho. And that doesn't work today anymore. Unfortunately, that's the hard truth. So we all need to be financially literate na, okay, we need to adjust because times are changing. We have technology nowadays, that can earn you income very quickly. You can earn, an extra 20, 30K a month just by doing online things, no? So, we need to be a bit more smarter, really, because everyone is getting smarter. And then there's technology that can help us, You can Google anything nowadays. You can YouTube anything nowadays. So I encourage everyone to be a bit more smarter financially. Not only financially, but sa buhay nyo, really, in general. Because what works back then does not work anymore today.
Ayun. Final question lang, Ijen. Kasi I see in you really a motivation, not just, you started this business, of course, you wanted to be a businessman, pero parang I also see in you really the one to help Filipino people. So ano nga ba talaga ang drive ni Ijen Pardanilla in doing Biofinance? I see in you kasi parang parang this is beyond entrepreneurship. This is parang uplifting the poor people, the poor Filipinos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you share about your ano talaga? Parang advocacy din siya eh. Parang passion din siya eh. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah, yeah,
Oo, yeah. Well, two words lang, to help.
Mm.
Yeah. Na-experience kasi namin yung struggles. And then when we were there, we struggled financially as well at the same time sa family ko. And sabi ko, I don't want this to happen to my family anymore. So, I really have to think outside the box. And then yun, na-learn ko na everything I learned in the past does not apply in the future anymore. So you really need to start learning new things. And we always have a saying that goes, old dogs don't learn new tricks, So if you think you need to reevaluate yourself. Are you an old dog that's not trying to learn new things? We always have an uncle na knows everything but owns nothing. Kumaga. We always have that uncle. Are you that uncle? Are you that auntie? You need to reflect on yourself. Kumaga. And plus, ano din ako bro so I had a youth group back then as well at the same time that I started. So we were only 3 to 4 people dun sa bahay and it grew to 100. Kumaga. We do Bible studies and all. So it also reflects on belief as well at the same time. So I think that's my purpose really. But yeah, it's only 2 words. Is to help.
I see. Ang ganda nun So, actually, ang ganda ng conversation na to. Tayo, medyo roller coaster. May mga medyo disheartening parts. Pero I see hope din. I see a glimmer of hope for our fellow Filipinos din naman.
There is
so,
hope.
ayun.
There is hope.
Thank you so much, Ejen. If our listeners pala want to know more about you and By Finance, so invite them maybe to the website or to your social media channels. So, yeah, feel free to invite them to follow your pages, your channels.
Yes, guys. If you have spare time, there's always time to learn new things. So please check out any of our pages or my page. At least makinig kayo sa podcast. Thank you as well, Johnny, bro, for having me here as well. I hope you guys learn one thing or two, and maybe we'll do another one next time. But
Of course,
we'll see you guys then.
Yeah, let's have a part 2 next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully sa Australia naman.
Sa Australia
But
naman.
if I get to go there.
Yeah, ako bahala sa migration. The legal way.
By Finance. Ayun. So, yeah, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Ejen. This was a very good conversation. Thank you.
My pleasure, bro. Thank you guys for
Thank you very much to our 45 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskLexPH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. ROC.ph, our creative marketing partner. Get unlimited digital marketing services monthly. One CFO services, bookkeeping and tax, and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. And Space Cebu, global co-working space, private office, and meeting rooms for startups, digital nomads, and freelancers. Tuala, privacy-focused digital experience for sharing identity information across Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. Mamiki Super Pet App, the Philippines' first ever one-stop mobile app for pet products and services. MarketMind Local, a digital marketing company focused in helping small and medium businesses. Mata Technologies, Philippines' premier provider of virtual tours and maps for LGUs, real estate, tourism, and private businesses. Hire Business Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Smile, consent-driven digital employment verification service to make smarter decisions faster. DVCode Technologies, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. Drive Manila, PH's largest peer-to-peer car rental community. Ignite Careers, career matching platform for Filipino talents and hiring companies in the outsourcing industry. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and weight loss programs for you. Benjoy's Food Products, the home of premium bacon ends, tapa, and tocino. This episode is powered by Contact RFID Business Cards, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Founders Launchpad, Packetworks, Uplift Code Camp, Pareto Consulting, Agile Data Solutions, Hassle PH, Board Prep, Zales, Sears MD, Pahatid PH. Please support the podcast through the links in the description.